All right, here we go. Show number 58 of Into the Cubieverse, and we are live.
Hi, welcome to Into the Cubieverse. We are here, Atrocities and myself, Gold Miner. We are here. Magic Dragon is not available this evening. He has a sick puppy at home, so he has to take him to the emergency vet. So we are here, and we are going to discuss everything about the Cubieverse this week. So, Atrocities, how was your week in the Cubieverse?
Well, hey, go on a great introduction. Thanks for pitching in when Magic Dragon is not available because I know he's the master of that, and no one likes to pick it up. So that's that's great. So as for my week in the Cubieverse, Adventure Road hit level 29 at this point, about halfway through. So I'm hoping finish today once the objectives come available that I can get, and hopefully get enough points today. Finish it up. If not today, tomorrow. So, um, it's the 23rd right now. So as you know, I didn't buy it this month, so I feel I'm doing pretty good on hitting everything. Hitting everything. I know back when they first rolled it out, I missed a couple of the first adventure roads. I wasn't buying it consistently, and I was having a hard time, often struggling getting to the end. So, um, I feel like right now I'm doing good on the adventure road. So I don't know if it's slightly easier now with since there's more vaults or what, but I'm getting places. Otherwise, I know in the auction house, my intention is always to pick up the this month's Cubie for Adventure Road Cubie, um, and we did find one this month for sale. It was buy it now was 77,000 Cubie coin, so I hesitated on that, and somebody else snagged it on me. So
Oh, it's gone already?
did you didn't you told me it was gone?
No,
Oh,
it
okay, I
was
haven't
still
looked
there.
again. Okay, well then maybe I'll think about it. But at the same time, I don't know about that 77,000 cubic coin. I feel like prices are coming down the auction house. So,
I did proclaim last week, though, that if it was up for 200, you would probably buy it, or you would buy it. So 77 is pretty cheap.
77,000. No, no, I don't think I proclaimed I'd buy it at 200.
I know
Like
I
200.
said if someone listed it for 200,
Okay.
you would
Well, yeah,
probably buy it.
I'd buy it from you for sure. But I think
Well,
like
I'm
prices are
not.
coming down the auction house whereby um, a couple months ago, maybe 77 would have been reasonable, but I'm not feeling that anymore. Even 50,000 for a bunch of cubies seems like the upper limit currently for some of the best ones. So, you know, um, yeah. So that was kind of. Oh, the one other thing though that of note in my week in the Cubieverse is that I picked up some peaches from Trade Shacks this week, so that was a good thing. So,
You're
anyways,
welcome.
Gold Miner, how is your week in the Cubieverse?
Well, my week was uneventful. Still problems with the walking quest, so they're still handing out walking quest keys, I guess, which is a fairly decent amount. Although this week it seems like it was less. But there are some days that it works. It's really strange. Some days that it works, but it's just really delayed, and other days that it like you can't get off of like 1% of level one. So it's kind of strange how that's going. But I got apples out of that, double apples out of the peach. When you got the peaches, I got the double apples.
Right.
I was at the dentist yet again and changed that trade shack that was right at the dentist's office and changed it to the peach, thinking, gee, I could use some peaches after I printed my last peach for it was in the Adventure Road that requested that. And
Yeah.
sure enough, you got some peaches, which is good.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, changed out one of my other kiwis. I got rid of my origami princess that was in one of my trade shacks, and I put in the witch. And I got toads out of that the other day too. Bat wings and toads. So that was cool. And
Nice.
picked up a few other odds and ends as we were doing trade checks the other night. Let's
We
see.
got a ton of paper out of that origami, right?
Yeah,
And
tons of paper.
did we ever get any of the rare drop? Because that's why we put it in
No,
there, was for the rare.
I yeah, no, I think you and I only got paper out of there, and like we hit that quite a few times during happy hour.
Yeah.
So, and it popped sometimes during happy hour. So, as you said, lots of paper. Like it just, I haven't even looked to see how many sheets of paper I might have, but I feel like I'd have a shocking amount of them. Um, let's see. I had a buddy quest with, and I apologize if I say it wrong, Little Liquido, and it was like from messaging to completing 15 minutes. So
Nice.
awesome buddy quest. Let's see. I think that was about it, actually. It was kind of an uneventful week. Like the weather's kind of been off and on here, like really cold or really nice. Like goes from like 20 degrees one day to -10 the next, and yeah. So
It doesn't make you want to get out there and walk and hunt, for sure.
no,
With the
not
weather,
when it's so.
for sure.
But yeah. So everything else is just kind of as is. Hit some green trade checks, or not green trade checks, green user vaults, and cross my fingers and my toes, hoping to get a blueprint. Got some perfects, which is great, but still no blueprints. I'm still needing to stockpile some chromatic blueprints.
Certainly been a while since we've got a chromatic blueprint drop or so. I think
It
I've
has,
got one still. My second one, which I haven't printed yet. But yeah, it's been a long time since we got a chromatic drop.
yeah, I've only got two. I bought a blueprint. I have 3 cubies in total. I bought a blueprint a long time ago, and it was I got it relatively what I would call
It's a good
really
price.
cheap, about 40,000 or so, in the auction house, which was quite awesome. But so I only have the 3 chromatics, and I'd love to get all of them. I was talking to somebody a while back who had, I think, all but one, and that they were all from drops in the green user vaults, which
Yeah,
jealous.
I remember hearing about that. I can't remember who we were talking to who said that, but
Yeah, well,
that's,
certainly jealous because ours don't seem to drop for us that much, and
no, no.
it is
Even Magic Dragon, I think he does his on a regular basis, and I think he's did he get three, and then he hit the fourth one now. But
mm-hmm,
he's definitely, I think he does far more green drops than we do.
mm-hmm.
Because obviously we try and do the greens during happy hour, which means we're not necessarily doing them every day, but it is what it is. Um, excuse me. I see Gia here says she's got extra candy cane drops this week, which is awesome for you. I know we have a candy cane vendor or one around here as well. Always love getting I think we got during happy hour, so got
We
400.
get lots of bonuses on that one too. It seems like on the candy cane. That's
Yeah.
RX Wings' trade shack. And
Yes. Yeah. So I have 400 candy canes out of that one. I don't think I got a bonus on it, but you know, I love it during the mind you the Christmas event where they're giving out 100 was it 150 candy canes.
oh, wasn't it one?
Well, the main
Oh,
ones
one.
were, but the trade shack was giving out 50 candy canes, and um, yeah, normally you would have gotten 200 if it wasn't, but it doesn't matter. It's fun. Hey, congratulations,
Yeah,
Crested
Chris.
Banana Man, on your
Yeah,
first
that's
chromatic
awesome.
blueprint.
Yeah,
Elton.
that's actually.
Is Elton the good one?
Yeah, I think Elton is that the polka dot one?
I think
Maybe.
that's what I was thinking is. That's the
Yeah.
one I definitely, when I saw that one, I said, that's the one I want. So,
Yeah.
yeah, good for you, man. Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're jealous on that one.
Yes.
But if you want to put it in the auction house and bid it to me, I could like maybe what 20,000.
Who wants to give you their very first blueprint or their first chromatic
Hey, 20,000 Cubicon. That's what I'm offering, right?
No, no.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think
No
so.
one's gonna fall for that one.
Yeah,
So,
and I would not have actually Spot it from for
Pardon?
20. I would have actually given a better price than that, but whatever. Um, I was gonna say the one thing about the peaches in the trade shack is that it's a rare, right? So
Mhm.
you're only getting 250, which is kind of I'll say annoying because you know you're getting used to having your epics in there, but the rare is the orange resource is much harder to get. So
And that was one thing as I was debating in the dentist chair as I was debating on what what one to put up there. I'm like, that's like I don't like putting a rare up there, like strictly for that. But that's the only way to get the peaches, and even to get the peaches is rare, like extra rare in the rare one because the
yeah,
common is the apple, obviously.
yeah,
So, but it was excellent. Like I think the first time it was used with you and I, you got the peaches and like awesome,
yeah,
just awesome.
for sure.
So perfect
Yeah,
timing.
that is interesting though, because it almost makes some of those rare resources harder to get than, um, and
The
rare
epic.
cubies harder to get, or as valuable as some of the epic cubies, just because there's not that many out there. So,
Mhm.
and of course, Gruntle gave me how many peach blueprints are out there between the two city events. Was there 60 people in Toronto
Oh,
and
was that in Toronto?
what? Like 50?
No, wasn't there like 70 or 80? And I think there was like 50 or 60 in Scottsdale.
Maybe there was. So, but there's some duplication of people. So maybe like 100 peach blueprints total out there, maybe. I
Probably.
think so. And obviously, like everything, you've got players that are no longer playing that have some of those that were at some of those events. So some of them just get stuffed in the inventory, right? So, and not to be used. So, much like the vampire blueprint out there, where you know what, one or two people actively still have that, if that.
I think it's Renee is the only one with it.
Right. So you got one player with that blueprint, right? Like, it's got to be a way to get that back into the game somehow,
Hmm.
or so. Especially when they keep pumping out vampire resources, part of Adventure Road and other things, right? Like, or boxes. Like, if you don't have that blueprint, a lot of those resources are useless to you. And you put
Hmm.
them in the auction house. Well, guess what? There's only one buyer, and she's probably not getting bid up too often. So, you know,
That'd be true. She'd be making a killing at selling those, given that the resources would be relatively inexpensive to get.
right?
And then obviously there's so few vampires. Like I would love to have a vampire,
Yeah.
but
I think when they go for a lot when they go up, um,
mhm.
and if she was there, she'd be picking up resources super cheap and making a killing. But
I wonder if when he's auctioning off the he being sorry illusion weaver when he's auctioning off the other stuff like he did last week or 2 weeks ago. I wonder if a vampire one will come up, like a vampire blueprint.
we're hoping, we're hoping.
Not that I would be able to afford that, but
Yeah, for sure. So,
just to get
do,
more in the game would be nice.
yeah. Do you want to expand on what he was auctioning off there? That people don't know, like where to
Um,
come from and what was going on.
I think it was just players' accounts that had been closed or closed off, and like it was a lot of the epic blueprints. Like there are some more recent ones and some older blueprints. I was not in the Discord last like when that was going on. I did see them up, but it was like the angel, some of the dragons, and things like that. They were the blueprints, obviously. But I think some went quite high, like really high in price. But once again, I was really busy that week. I think that was last. We talked about it briefly last weekend, so it must have
Yeah.
been that week. But I've been really busy with work, so
Okay. Cool.
I haven't been reading Discord as much. So bad on me for that.
Definitely. Definitely.
But
Um. So moving on. You know. I think this supposed to be Hunter's Lodge next week, or was it this week?
It's supposed to be next week, but it was postponed for a further week. So I believe it's the first weekend in, maybe the second weekend in March,
Okay.
April.
April. I know I was, after the last one, we were excited to see that there's be two in one in the month of March, but doesn't look like that's happening, and it got pushed back. Yet again, another one gets pushed back, which, you know, not surprising, given how quick it was going to be. But, and I imagine a lot of what they were planning to get done has been put on hold as they're trying to get this walking issue fixed and addressed. Because I don't understand how it broke, right? Like, it was working, and then it stopped working, right? So what did you do?
Well, maybe they just need to turn their computer off and restart it. It's the answer I always get when there's a problem with my phone.
That's the first case.
So
So maybe that would solve your issue.
Gia says no vampire blueprint in the batch of banned reclaims. So no luck on getting a or at least seeing a blueprint up for sale of the vampire then at this time.
No. Right?
But,
For sure. So that's unfortunate because we were hoping, mind you, we were looking for some news in regards to this ninja event that's supposed to be kicking off on March 29th, which is, what is that, next Friday? It's going to kick off. Friday at Reset. Today's the 23rd, so I think it's next Friday. But that's based upon the last Hunter's Lodge announcement. So have you seen or heard anything more on that?
I haven't actually. I've seen absolutely nothing. Guilty enough of saying I haven't really been on Discord much this week either. I've been on a little bit more, but not enough to see anything come out about it. I wonder if they're postponing it. I hope not, because I'm personally looking forward to having a new event.
Yeah, I mean, they've kind of committed to these events and the timelines and whatnot. So it would be really disappointing if they delayed the event. This is supposed to be like a mini event, right?
Yeah, I think it's just a mini event.
So kind of like a Farmer Hank type thing for a weekend or so. Or what was the one last year with the Zelda and what was the other one? The one with the robot.
Yeah, that weird show.
Yeah, I can't remember that. So
Tom Servo or whatever. Like I don't know.
Tom Servo's the Cubie. Yeah. I'm thinking. So the ninja. Yeah.
MST2K.
Mystery Theater 2000.
Okay.
That was
and
it.
Then,
that's what it was called, or something like that. So
Zelda.
Ninja Quest. So is it just gonna be one ninja, or could there be, I'd say, multiple ninjas like in the Tiki sort of thing?
Well, all I would hope, I would love to see multiple ninjas. What I don't want to see is that one use blueprint with the extremely rare one to get. Like that's just frustrating not to get. Like I don't know. I'm still missing my Beatrix. Got the Twilight package or whatever it was called. But you know, I feel like we need more of these blueprints around to come out into the shop or something, and to try and get more of these hard to find blueprints or hard to find QB. So
yeah, no, I hear. So is it going to be like Farmer Frank, where there's just one ninja, or do you think there'll be multiple ninjas?
I would like to see multiple. Like I think it's like you know, it was fun collecting all the tikis.
For sure.
It was fun collecting all the soccer players. It was fun collecting all the gift boxes.
Yeah.
The dolls. the ornaments. Like, I don't mind that. And, quite frankly, the um the auction house has been so slow lately that to
Yes.
see a little boost that might happen in the auction house if we were to get a whole bunch of multiple different ninjas, I think might be fun
Yeah.
to see.
Right.
So,
So you're thinking
mhm.
like a gift box? Like I like the gift box mechanic, right? And the doll mechanic where, you know, you get you can get multiple blueprints and you get multiple different cubies coming out of them, all with different chances. The
Mhm.
rarest of the rare, I like them maybe to increase the odds just a bit. You know, not at the half for 1%. You know, um, for especially for an event of this nature. But like with the Farmer Frank, if this sort of event is going to come back on a semi-regular basis, there should be incentive to keep going out and trying and grinding and getting more of it, right? So,
Yeah.
you know,
Sorry, just laughing at your good luck Charlie comment. Um, Plumber Boy's ID 10T. Um, we saw an episode of Good Luck Charlie when the kids were small, and the mother was a nurse, and she got these fake kids or these kids pretending to be fake sick, and marked them with an ID 10T as well. So that comment's hilarious.
yeah,
We use that on occasion.
ID10T.
ID 10T, yes.
Yeah.
So, anyway, sorry. Gruntled Gaming thought that we were supposed to be getting themed cubies during the Coin Quest events as well. I don't know if I remember hearing that, but the last Hunter's Lodge, I did not watch because I was working, and honestly, I did not go back and rewatch it or watch it.
I
I
think that would
watched part.
be aspirational if they could start doing that. But like I have no idea how difficult is it to create a different QB and put it in game and whatnot. Like, are they just gonna take the because they start off with that, right? Because they get um, the Bitcoin QB, you got your Ethereum QB, you've got the Versa QB,
Deutsch.
the no,
The verse.
it's the black one.
That's not. It's not verses.
I thought it was uh, Versa, and then there's the yellow QB for the other one, right? Where if they
Was it?
just took a QB and very black, there you are,
Yeah.
very
Thank you,
black.
Plumber.
Thank you, Plumber Boy. You know what I was saying. You interpret it well, right? If they just took a basic QB and reskinned it and added um, the QB coin or the label to the back of it, right?
Or
How cool is
even
that? I don't know.
even the icon that's on the screen, when the event is on, even something similar to that, just post it, like kind of post it over a blue QB
Right?
into the right color of the the
Maybe and
symbol.
maybe have it like a one-off and not a perpetual blueprint. Because if it's unique in the game for that time, maybe there's some
Well,
value there.
also if you put it down, like allow the people who pay the 100 crystal keys to have the transfer done. 100 is, I think it's 100. To get that QB, I think you'd find a lot more people finishing the quest and actually going through with the quest too.
Mm, that's true. Do you don't think a lot everyone finishes it? Like,
Well, as I said, that um, somebody we know who plays didn't do it because they're not into meme coins.
right? I guess that is true.
So who knows what other people feel or think, but it seems like there's a lot more people that join into it than actually seem to finish it and complete it, right? Based on the numbers, the two difference, the differences in the numbers of.
That is true. That is true.
So
Um,
I know I would be high, like we complete them. Don't get me wrong, but I would be even more motivated to ensure that I complete it. Um, if that was like if you got to keep you with it.
Suku.
First,
That's the other one.
what?
Suku. That's the other one.
Oh, is that the green one? Like the
Uh,
lime green color one?
Suku. Is that going to show up? Probably not. Doesn't like that. Anyways.
Huh.
Yeah, like lime green,
Mhm.
right?
Hmm.
The Deutsch Cubie, right? Which is now got a new meaning, but whatever. Um, yeah, so I guess maybe they do exact same thing like that for some of these. Can't be that hard to do as a Cubie, right? You're just basically it's a reskin. Now, if it's only a Cubie, then no blueprint attached to it, then that becomes something of value versus a blueprint where you just print off thousands of, in theory, unlimited amounts of some meme coin Cubie, which is probably not great for the game. So,
Mhm.
um, so yeah, so they could definitely that'd be cool, kind of cool, but how much resources to do that versus developing some of these other ones, like
Mhm.
the ninja image. I don't know if you look too close at the ninja that's coming out, but it looks like it's a female ninja we got. So, maybe there's a male ninja too. I don't know. We'll see, but I'm looking forward to some more information on that. Hopefully, um, they give us something more because I haven't seen anything since the Hunters Lodge commentary on it initially. So,
Mhm.
um, so I guess the Cubieverse wiki's back up. You were following the drama on that, so why don't you fill us in?
Well, there wasn't drama. I didn't read the whole thing. I know some people were donating to it, but it sounds like there was some overuse in Brazil or something. Like as I said, I was just skimming through it today, but he's got it up and going now. Um, yeah, so that's great. It's a great resource. So I'm very
Yeah.
happy it's got back up, and great kudos to all those that donated as well.
Did they just roll it out in Brazil?
I'm not too sure. I'm not. As I said, I didn't. I was just quickly reading through, and yeah, just barely didn't finish
Interesting.
the whole thing.
Okay. So maybe they geo locked Brazil after this because that's kind of
Oh, you know what? I think that's what they said. I think they said they blocked Brazil temporarily to figure this out.
it's weird why it would generate a ton of activity, of volume, but whatever. Um, excuse me. Oh my god. Um, oh, something else I was going to comment on here. Adventure Road. Um,
Hmm.
last week or so, we've had a rash of level up your QB adventures, right? Like get 3 levels on your QBs. Popped up at least twice. Yesterday had one level up, and it seemed like those had kind of gone away. I was prepared for them, and they never they never came. So I stopped preparing for them, and then suddenly there's been a massive rash of them recently. Is that just me and my own bias, or what do you think?
That's your own bias, personally. Like there have been a few. It seemed like they saved them up more towards the end of the month. Um, but in saying that, maybe you should be using your Boy Scout motto and always be prepared.
I was being prepared, but then
But
I stopped
stop
needing
being
it.
prepared.
So, and maybe it's because I wasn't needing them before. Because if they are showing at the end of the month and I'm done Adventure Road, then I don't care so much. Um, versus now where
Yeah,
I'm not done Adventure Road.
but I think we also went through a point as well after the Halloween event. We were leveling up so many things and getting them close, and I think the past couple months we've also been sitting here and just kind of going, okay, this one's like almost done. We'll just finish this, and we'll finish this, and you know, but working on any random QB from level 1 to 2 is like speedy, speedy. Like it's quick to do. So just pop on a level 1, any level 1,
Yeah,
and like it's doable then, right? Like highly doable. Hit one pizza shop and or hit all 4, whatever you
yeah.
prefer.
But that's assuming you've got one, those
That's
resources available, and two, that they are not on cooldown. So
that's true, but um, then you visit one of the sushi shops. But like I know we only tried like we try to stagger our pizza ones. Like and really we only use the three around here because the fourth one is quite a distance. And last time I was up there, it wasn't even opened yet, so I don't know if it is anyways. But it will pop us up quickly if we need to. And likewise, how many vaults do you need to open to get that? Like to get level 1? It's not very many.
50.
Is it 50?
50.
Wow.
Like 51 or
Seems to go so
52.
fast. That's all your white keys that you get for a day.
Right?
That's not a
For
big
sure.
deal.
No, and you can definitely get 50 volts easy around here. Not necessarily everybody can, but yeah, that's true. That is true.
Like, I noticed like when it says like get 35 volts for the day, it's like you don't think, oh gee, that's going to take forever. But I always remember, or I always think, wow, that was fast. Like it didn't feel like 35 volts.
Well, especially back in the day when it was 50. I mean, that was, once again, that was, that could be a thing. But then, we'd go out and they'd be done. So, once again, we're fortunate we're living in an area where we've got a ton of volts around.
Yeah.
Some of these other areas, 50 volts might be a bit of a stretch, which is why I think
Well,
they dropped to 35. But
I must say, like lately with work, I've been driving around to lots of different areas. And I'm always amazed that once we get out of our area, like the north end, it just seems like the south end seems so few and far between, and the west end, you go to places that it's just like they're not, you can't find anything. I was like an hour away the other day, and I maybe hit like maybe 10 volts on my way, and it was just like like it's definitely like it's very dependent on where you are and how built up some areas are. But I am very grateful for our area and how built up. Like before you started playing, before you found the game, there were a handful of players that left a whole bunch of vaults, which obviously turn into system vaults now. So grateful for the people that came before us that paved the vault way in this area. Like it's
standing on the shoulders of some of those original players for sure. So
exactly.
Definitely. So moving along to another topic here. There's some new trivia in the. It seems like there's new trivia. Our new trivia questions I'm coming along across, which I'm enjoying. I always like it seeing new trivia. Popped in. How you liking that? Are you noticing some?
I'm noticing in science a lot of solar system ones, but I know I've brought that up before. I'm not a solar system fan. Well, I should say fan. I'm not highly knowledgeable on the solar system, so that's something I have to start learning. Let's see. There are a few new ones in food and drink I've noticed, or at least new to me if I haven't gotten them before. But yeah, overall, I'm trying to think of another topic because there's been a few that I've like geography had some new ones.
I've noticed a bunch in crypto, new questions in that category, and a lot of times sometimes they're like, there's a bunch around like the various Doge meme token QB questions, because I think there's Doge and there's the baby Doge and a few other things like that.
Crypto is not usually a topic I choose, although sometimes I'm left to choose it. And I did notice a whole bunch of Doge one, like what's the hat on this such and such, or who's wearing the hat, which meme coin or which coin has, and I'm like, God, if I know, like. But I was wondering if those were newer, or if they were just ones I've never seen before, because it's not a category, as I said, I use often.
No, those seem like they're new questions to me. So. And I do like it when they put new questions in. Definitely keeps you on your toes.
Yeah. So. There's some new math ones too, are there not?
There definitely are some newer math questions. I know obviously there's a tons of the the mathematical multiplication, division, subtraction, addition questions. Um, I can't memorize them all, so I don't know if they keep adding new ones in or whatnot. They keep coming up with them. Um, like I said last show, for anybody that wasn't here or didn't hear it, um, I find with that 90% of the time the answer is gonna be the second lowest number that they give you. So if you're in a rush, you can't do the math, you want to don't ready to guess, you can't go wrong if you're consistently guessing the second lowest result they give you. I think that's correct at 90% of the time. The one place situation where I notice it's less than that is where you get a multiplication and a plus question. That that relationship holds less true. So, as a tip to anybody that's struggling with those math questions, try that as a rule of thumb if you're not able to do the math that quickly in your head. So, but there definitely are some new math type questions. I know there's a whole bunch around. I think there's some circle ones, and there's one that I keep getting wrong where it's like what do they call the point where two axes cross, and I can never remember that one. So
The intercept, the X and Y, that one.
no, not the intercept. It's the point where two lines cross on a graph. What do you call that? I'm like, oh shit. Anyways, I keep getting that wrong, I think.
Aren't you like the accountants? All these math things.
It's the origin. See, I should, but Makatiki says it's the origin. So I'm going with that. In the future, I'm going to remember that. And to me, I think that's the one I look. It can't be the origin because they're not starting there. They're eventually crossing there. So, so I think I've guessed everything but the origin probably every time. So, but thank you, Makatiki. I'm going to try that one next time that comes up because there are some questions like that. There's another math one which was like, what do you call it when there's an equation where two sides are equal? Anyways, it took me a few times to get that one too because that one also popped up with the terminology, which I was not familiar with. But I've got that one down now after 5 or 6 attempts, but I've got it. So yeah. So, but you know what? I like the fact. Expression. There you go. Thank you, Makatiki. Right? He's the man. Right? But I do like the fact that questions pop up that I end up struggling with. So I think at like one point I was probably 98% correct. But with some of these categories and whatnot this month, I feel like I might be down to 80% sometimes. Right? Like it's definitely nice to see that they're upping the difficulty, right? And I'm gonna say people in the comments here are loving the fact that Makatiki answered those questions. So I feel good that I'm not the only one with perhaps the problem with that expression as the answer. So thank you for sure.
I was saying to you that Illusion Weaver wanted feedback on on a comment, and I said I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And that was, I believe, and hopefully somebody who's been talking about it on Discord might be able to chime in if I'm correct or not. But it was something about putting stats, like your own stats, in so you can check to see how many you've gotten right and what categories what you're doing and what categories. And but anyways, I think that would be kind of neat to see.
That would really be interesting for sure. I know, like you can go in on your home, the screen where you can go and look at a person's stats. It does show you the number of stuff you've got correct and whatnot.
I think
you think what?
I think it's a further breakdown and based upon the categories as well.
Yeah, so like you could go if you were wanting to track it, you could go and I'm gonna take my image now, then go out and track it and kind of figure out how many I got right at the end. But you don't necessarily know as a default how many you got wrong, I know that, and likewise categories. So that would be really really interesting. Yeah, especially if they
Um,
pop up this with the question you've got most wrong most often.
I was just gonna say that that would be cool to know, and kind of like with the actual question with the correct answer, kind of like flashing or
Right?
something. Idiot! Like
Right?
here's here's what it is.
There you go,
Because there's
idiot.
some questions I find that like I'm constantly there's actually entertainment. There's one about what some actor and what country they're from, and I've never even heard of the actor. So I keep hitting all these different countries, and I feel like I've hit all the countries at least once or twice, and I'm always getting it wrong. But who is Jerry Ryan? Jeri, Jerry. Because that's the one that
Isn't she an actress?
is it. I don't even know.
I think I remember the name.
They're from. I think it was West Germany or Germany. But anyways, that's a new question there, or at least for me, at least it was a new question.
Right?
So don't feel like you have to go and Google. That's okay.
Okay. But likewise, like if you get a question wrong, I almost would love to go like, okay, I want to pick that category again and try another attempt at that, right?
Hmm.
But then it's you don't get it again to even like reinforce to try. Okay, well I got that one wrong. I'm gonna try this one next time to guess, right? And eventually figure it out. So yeah, I guess I should probably Google those questions up after the fact, but it's never happens because I'm on the next question, and then you get home and you're like, okay, I could Google those up, but I don't remember.
The one that is I find really challenging for entertainment, and it's been around forever, is Snoop Dogg's name. Is it Snoop Dogg's?
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah,
Yes.
his name. How Kelvin Broadus?
Broadux. I don't know.
Something. Anyways, all four names are pretty much identical. And like some have middle names, some don't. Some start with a K, um,
Some with a C.
some with a C. That one is just kind of like. I finally had to get you to help me the other day. Like, what is it? Which one is it? I know.
I, well,
I think you originally heard the answer from me, and now I've forgotten it again.
yeah. Well, I remember that one. It's starts with a C. And it's the smallest one. It doesn't have the middle name, and by that's how I pick it out.
Hmm.
So, blue celebrity question, Natalie Hellwig or something like that. Is that not uh is that not Natalie Portman?
Oh, Herzig. The Natalie one is Natalie. Who did you say?
Portman? No?
Yeah,
Natalie Portman.
I think it's Herzig or
Hellwig?
something.
They're saying Hellwig on here, but but he's not sure exactly what it is, so
Yeah, no, I think it's Natalie Portman for that one.
right.
But there's a few of them that are like, what's their real name? And you're
Right.
like, how am I supposed to know? There's one I often get. I think it's no. Gene Simmons is from Jerusalem, or was it Israel? Israel. Sorry, he's from Israel.
And did you know Gene Hackman's from Egypt?
Is he?
He's
Gene
mummified.
Hackman's what?
He's being mummified like somebody who's from Egypt.
Oh, Krista, that's bad. Um, but there's one. I don't know if it's Gene Simmons' real name. I don't know. There's a few that keep coming up that are like I'm like you had one today. Was it today that you had one that was you thought it was Elton John?
Yes.
And you're like, this is Elton John. I'm like, and you pressed it. I'm like, no, Elton John is Reginald something. But it's just like there's a whole bunch of new ones, which is fun to try to figure out. But
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
but as you said, there's not enough time in between to stop and Google. So like next time I'll know because by the time you get through a few more and you have time to Google, you forget what the name was. So
And I guess that's the problem with having a lot of white faults around.
yeah, that's
Right.
true.
So
Or driving while answering questions as a passenger, of course.
yes,
So
for sure. So okay, and then yeah, Plumber Boy says he remembers a screenshot it. But
Yeah,
you got to remember to screenshot it before you answer the question, else it's gone. So, um,
true.
but if you're proactive on that, I guess that's a good thing,
Hmm.
right? Um, I wrote down something here,
Yes.
another category, which I do
Can be
not.
diff- can be difficult when you don't have time to figure out the correct answers.
Yes.
And as much as I often complain about how the questions are always so repetitive, it's kind of nice because if you are driving along and trying to answer questions, you can just read the first word, kind of go, "This is the answer," and
Yes. Well,
not really
another
think about.
another advantage of the water fountain, and once again, we're piping the water fountain. If you don't have a water fountain, you're missing out. Build one,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um, I do feel when you get a water fountain, you get a subset of all the questions. Like I don't think you get all the questions in that category because it seems like you get a lot of them coming up in that 40 minutes over and over and over and over and over the question. Which if you're learning the category and you're getting it right, it's great.
Mhm.
Frustrating as all heck if you keep trying to figure out you know, who Olivia Wilde is or Natalie Hellwig is, and you keep guessing it wrong. So, but eventually you'll get it right because you've got so many repetitions of it. So, um, once again, I'm pumping the water fountain. So,
No, I agree that, and likewise, the water fountain is just simply a game changer when you're, regardless if it's happy hour or not. It's just easier when you're just driving by a whole bunch of different vaults. Like if we're going to pick up our one of our kids or whatnot, you're just driving around and you're like, nee, 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 nee. Like there's no thinking of what category should I
yeah,
choose. It's just, are you ready? And
yeah,
just go. And you don't have to kind of change your thoughts in your about what type of question it is. And
well, yeah, because even like you know, you don't realize it, but just picking a category takes time and thought, which you don't have when you have the water fountain on, right? Because you've already got that category. So that's
mhm.
uh, that's cool. Uh, Posey here in the chat commented on. Remember when Cubieverse went live and they added a bunch of questions like who's some the one his comment is some random Bollywood actor, and they're asking something about him like, oh yeah, I remember that now, right? Like yeah, those were not white level questions, right? And because they're not common knowledge or anything of that nature. So, um, and obviously, the point too, if they were those questions were tagged to India, right? Geolocated that way. Okay, cool. But they almost should be green questions here. So,
No, they shouldn't. That's even too hard for green.
it,
But what about the ones where who wore what to the Met Gala, which you still see on occasion,
I got one of those wrong
but
today,
who the hell knows? Who the hell cares? Like
right?
in 1982, who wore? And it's like, you know, who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah. Who knows?
I know the Swan was what, like Natalie Portman, maybe. I don't know. There was one that I finally figured out,
Okay.
but it
Well, I
took
guess
a while.
this might be the Natalie Portman show.
Yes. So
All
not
right.
gonna.
Cool.
So
Well, I think those are all the topics I kind of had. Do you have any topics or anything else you want to discuss there, Gold Miner?
not really. Just looking forward to the next event, the Ninja event. So, which will be in less than a week. So
Definitely.
that
I'm ready to go. And what I do think will make this one good is hopefully they're not reusing any resources, so it will be a true race for the first print.
So, what do you think they're going to have for resources? Like a
Well,
throwing star?
there's definitely going to be throwing stars, ninja throwing stars for sure.
How about chucks?
There could
Nunchuck?
be nunchucks and throwing stars, but like, would they typically use two pieces of equipment? I mean, they could have like black cloth, right?
Well, that's true.
black cloth and throwing stars, because like I don't think traditionally they would have like two like weapons as a category, right? I think because like if you think of like the Canada Day and the US Day events, right? They've got like a sporting item and even the UK one as well, right? They've got like a food item and a sporting item in all those builds, and I imagine if I recognize what was in the India one, it's probably the same way. Um, so I'm thinking, you know, throwing stars or katanas or something like that. Mind you, if they ever had samurais coming in, I think a katana would be more, with the samurai. So I think throwing star is more iconic to the ninja. So I go with like black silk and throwing stars. But Gruntle Gaming also said smoke grenades, so that's could be smoke grenades,
Bonsai
nunchucks,
tree. Bonsai tree. Plumber Wade says that could
bonsai
be an idea.
could be, or
Um,
chopsticks.
still,
Hmm,
there's some. I don't know what a katana is.
just
My
sword.
ninja level. Okay, and then what is the shurikens?
That's a
Shurikens.
throwing star,
Um,
right?
okay,
So, but you're right.
I'm
Maybe
not sure.
and maybe they're gonna reuse a rare so that they can get more of a rare resource in the game for other new players to build stuff with. But that would be the Karate Kid QB, which no one really has
Well,
a blueprint on that. So,
is there no blueprint for that, or they're just so
well,
cute?
I'm gonna say,
No, there was actually there was I think a blueprint up for Pat Morita in
yes,
that bunch of stuff that
probably
that stuff.
right. So there are out there, but they're few and far between.
And
Pat Marina.
Pat Morita, yeah. Makatiki Tiki said Zukins with a ninja cowl as
Okay,
well.
right.
So, lots of good ideas what there could be.
Gruntle Gaming. Oh, we don't have to catch ninjas in this event since they keep disappearing. Love it. Love it. Love it. Right? Gotta catch them all. Oh, wait, that different game. Yeah, so I think people are thinking like some ninja weapon and some sort of ninja costume item. So, um, and I'd love it if they had like some of the tikis where they had like three or four different, you know, ninjas that you could print as a result of this. So, and hopefully they're all even, um,
Equal level of being able to print.
equal level of being able to print. So that would be cool. I also think that would be better. Or if you want to have a difficult one, have the difficult one being as difficult as like Victor was. Um, you know, not the Beatrix level of
Um,
difficulty.
Jumping back to Victor here, somebody was saying that they were going to put up in Discord Victor for 300,000, implying that one had sold for that. Anyone see that or hear about that, or was that just a joke, or
A Victor?
what? A ton of Victors to sell.
Right, right. I don't think anybody. Well, maybe Magic Dragon buying them, but
Sorry, Farmer Hank in a ninja outfit. Says
yeah. I think
that
though
was,
the image
that's
shows a female, so but maybe they're holding that one back. That's the big surprise one to get. Farmer Hank in a ninja outfit. Ninja Hank.
ninja Hank.
Ninja Hank.
So, okay, well,
All right, we're coming up on 9, so close to an hour. Um, as I said, I'm running out of topics to discuss at this point. Unless you have something else you want to add, Goldminer?
no, happy hunting.
All right.
Enjoy the start of the ninja event on Friday.
Watermelon Ninja.
Watermelon ninja.
Oh my God, we got the fruit ninjas maybe. Whole fruit ninjas. Right? And then we could use like apples and stuff to make your fruit ninja.
So, how many recycled cubies? Just slap a ninja mask on them. And...
Hey, I'm just throwing out ideas here for cubies, right? They can make. So, I'm loving it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you everybody for joining the game. Again, joining
Yeah.
the game. Thanks everybody for playing the game because it's a lot of fun, obviously, and it's great knowing people. But thanks for joining the stream. Makes a lot of fun. Uh, Interactive. This felt like a fairly interactive stream because we had some topics we talked about what um, we were not flush on content coming into it, but it's a good hour interaction. Got some good conversation here, so we appreciate it. But that's it for me. Please like, subscribe, comment below, and we'll see you next week, hopefully with some ninjas.
Happy hunting.
All right.
Bye bye.